step 9, and we're going to try and apply some colour to the penguin. Okay, so we've the main body shape selected here. Okay, and we're going to try and apply a kind of a grey to black gradient. Okay, so if we go to window gradient, okay, and you'll see that up here you have the type. Okay, so we're going to select radial. Okay, and actually Illustrator has kind of given us a rough gradient. Probably this is a bit bright, so we'll change this to a grey. So double click on it and you can select one of the greys here. Okay, now when you opened it up you might have had this, but this is kind of probably what's easiest for you to do. So you've got your grey to black gradient then. Okay, another place that we'll apply a gradient is to this part of the eye. So I'm going to ungroup, right click, ungroup, and I'll probably need to ungroup again and ungroup again. Okay, and I'm going to zoom right in, okay, so I can see the eyes. Okay, so it's this part of the eye that I want to apply a gradient to. Okay, so it's a kind of a light grey to white. Okay, and again we select our gradient tool, just click on the radial gradient. By default it'll give you a kind of a black to grey as before, so I'm going to change this one to white and this one to a very light grey, so it's kind of like something like that. You'll barely know it's a gradient. And I'm going to turn off my stroke up here so it looks like that. Okay, now if I select this one, I should be able to drag this and place it here, and all I will need to do then is turn off my stroke. Okay, so there you have it. That's the eyes kind of done. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the belly shape now. So rather than this blue, you might even be able to drag the gradient that you used last and place it there, and you can always edit it. So, you know, if you're not happy with this colour or this colour, you should be able to change it. It's doing nothing. Sorry, I need to select this. Yeah. Okay, so I might make it a little bit brighter. Okay, and there you go. Okay, if you select your gradient tool on the left hand side here, you can edit how this gradient works. Okay, so you can make it wider or narrower, whatever you wish. Okay, and you should even be able to do something like this, but don't get too hung up on that. Okay, because you'll be covering that in kind of feathers if we look at our preview here. Okay, now I'm going to take the stroke off that one as well because I think it works better like that. Okay. Okay, so we're on to step 12 and we're going to use the gradient mesh tool, which we haven't used before. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this works. So first of all, we're going to give it a black colour. Okay, okay, so you fill the wings with black first. Okay, okay, so I filled this with black first. Okay, then I go to my gradient mesh tool. Excuse me. Okay, and the next thing I do is I change my fill colour to like a grey. Okay, press OK. Sorry about that. I shouldn't have selected that. Okay, so I've that filled with grey. I don't have anything selected. Then I go to my mesh tool, change my foreground colour to a grey. Okay, and then with the mesh tool selected, I click once. So I should get something like so. Okay, so let's do it again on this side. So fill this with a black colour. Okay, then I deselect it, go to my mesh tool, select a colour here. Obviously I'm not going to have the exact same colour as the last time, but that's okay because I'm just repeating the tutorial. My mesh tool is selected and click once. Okay, and it should look something like so. Okay, okay. So we're on to step 13. Okay, so we're going to again use the gradient mesh tool on the beak. Okay, so we have an orange color added to it. Okay, so don't select it, deselect it. Find a lighter orange color like so. Select your gradient mesh tool and click once, kind of on the tip of the nose. So you should have something like so. So I'll just repeat that there. I know you can go back over it, but just I have this filled with orange first. I go to my gradient mesh tool. It's not selected. Find myself a lighter orange. Okay, click once where I want it to be, and there we go. Okay. Okay, so we're going to step 14, create a couple of nostrils. Okay, so I'm going to zoom right in on the nose like so. And if you look at your tutorial on step 14, you need to create like a dark orange. So if I just use maybe this orange, okay, get my ellipse tool, holding the shift key like so. And then what I need to do is I need to create a copy of that. Control C, Control F, and bring it down a little bit and change the color to a lighter color. So maybe even something like so. And it even seems to be slightly bigger. So if I hold my shift and alt, I can bring it out from the center ever so slightly like so. And I'm going to send it underneath. Command left bracket, left square bracket, sorry. Now actually you can barely see that, so I'm going to make it even brighter. Like so. That's better. So that's what you have there. Okay, so I'll repeat that step again. So you bring this across, okay, you make a copy, Control and F, or Control C and Control F. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I'm going to make it bigger by holding Shift and Alt together, because that brings it bigger from the center. I'm going to copy this color over here, and I'm going to send it backwards. Control left square bracket. Now I think I've even made it a little bit too big compared to... Yeah, I'm just going to bring this one over here, which is probably what you could do. I just wanted to repeat the steps. Okay. It looks to be in the right place, I think. Yeah, that looks fine. Maybe down a little bit. Now, if you want to move anything, you're going to have trouble where things are going to be moving on you. So if you just want to lock Control 2 and then Control G, and I'm going to make sure that's centered, and I'm going to use my arrows to bring it down. That's better actually. Okay, so the next thing on step 15, and we're adding a grey to black gradient on the circles around the eyes, and they appear to be linear gradients. So I'm going to select one eye here. I have my gradient here. I'm going to select linear gradient. Okay, so it's already set kind of to grey to black. So I just change my angle. So I always have to experiment with these. So it's not 135, kind of 120. 90 looks good. And I want even more. Let me see. Something kind of like that. And I'm going to turn off the stroke. Okay, and I'm going to do the very same. Object unlock all, because I have it locked. I'm going to do the very same with this one. Copy. And I need to change my angle. For some reason it doesn't change the angle, so put it to 90 again. Okay,